Hey guys, welcome back to another monthly budget setup video. Obviously we're setting up September today, and I'm using this kit from the Planning Dancer. She doesn't currently have these up in her shop, but I believe she said she is thinking about maybe putting them up. So if you like it and you really want that, go bug her about it and maybe she will. But she's very busy with school and stuff, so maybe not. I don't know. So while I put my numbers down, just a quick little recap of how I plan, what I plan, for those who are new. I am currently a full-time salaried person, but I do still live with my parents. I'm 24. Some people may think that's too old to live with your parents, and some people may think it's, perfectly fine. But that does mean that I don't have a lot of the typical bills that somebody of my occupation would have. And so you'll see me do just kind of some different stuff, but all of it works for me. I always say your budget has to work for you and you only, and mine certainly has been, especially as I've been making these videos and just setting it up all in a different way. So now that I've blocked out the days that aren't in the month, I'm putting down a couple of labels to mark my key. I do switch up the labels every month depending on what I feel matches the kit best. So I know some people keep the same colors to mean the same things every month, but I don't. So I definitely need to mark down what each of them is. So I put down each of these colors, and I have one additional category this month that I'm tracking, and that is my sinking funds. I do have a separate sinking funds spread, which you'll see soon, but I wanted to kind of mark them on here as well. So then I'm just going in and putting down my paydays. And then after the paydays are down, we're going to mark bills. This kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, as my bills are probably not what most people would think of as a bill, and I'm sure some people would love for these to be their bills, and I totally recognize that. But I go ahead and put down any recurring payments, such as subscriptions like Hulu, Nintendo. I do contribute monthly to a couple of people on Patreon. So that kind of thing, just any kind of recurring payment is something that I would mark as a bill. I also do pay my parents directly for kind of a bundle of my health insurance, car insurance, cell phone bill. Netflix is on their card, so I do pay them for that. AAA, like there's all kinds of stuff wrapped up in that one monthly bill. So now I'm just going through and just sort of filling those out. I did speed this up quite a bit just because I thought sitting and watching me write things in may not be the most interesting. And I really wanted to find a use for these little dots that Jordan includes. So I mark them on the same day as my payday to mark when I need to transfer money into my savings account. Now I'm showing you, I got corresponding midliners that kind of match the expense labels that I'm using, and I think I'm going to try to highlight all of my entries into the expense tracker just to make it a little bit more visual for me. Now I'm going in with this really cute washi that Jordan included, and I believe this is the sheet that I put down completely crooked. No, it's coming up. Spoiler alert. So I do use this page just to mark down my income. So I mark down, I know that I have 2 paychecks, so I went ahead and used those dots, but if I get any reimbursements from work or like my tax return or anything like that, when I have money coming in, I'll mark it there. It's a pretty big page for a smaller thing, but it's just how my setup is working out. This, I believe, is the one I put down super crooked. This page is going to be for my sinking funds. Watch me rip the page right there. Yep, decide that it's not worth it, and I will just go ahead and trim it. I didn't end up actually picking up any more sinking funds and transaction log headers from Jordan's shop because I wasn't exactly sure if that would be functional for me, but I added a ton of sinking funds categories this month. Most of them are things that I was already saving for. I just didn't really consider them sinking funds, and then a couple other things I added. So I don't know why I didn't put those down in this video, but we'll talk about it maybe in my weekly check-in, my first one. But I just have my category, what I start with, what I add and subtract, and what I end with, and then the transaction log down there. So those will eventually have some headers. I did forget to put down, I just like to put down this little like check off credit card payment sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. So I went in and put that down. Then we're going to work on my weekly check-in page. So same deal, putting down my little drippy ice cream washi, which is super cute. I can never seem to like decide how I want to orient my page when I'm putting those down. So it's always a little funky, but that's okay. I wasn't sure if in the weekly check-in if I just wanted to include those 3 spending categories I have or include sinking funds too, just as a total. And I decided just to include it because it would be easier. Like if I decided later that I definitely wanted it and didn't have a space to write it. The problem is the way that September works out is I would really consider it to have 5 weeks, just the way it's all broken up. And I really didn't leave myself enough room to put 5 weeks because I added that extra sinking funds category for each week. So you'll see how I implement a very interesting strategy to solve that. But for now, those first 4 weeks are going to go on this page. In the future, if that happens and I can figure it out in advance, I may combine that 5th week with my income sheet since they'll both be like very little things on one page. But I went ahead and added the extra little washi strips to the bottom of my page. I'm still kind of getting used to these kits and I wasn't sure if I would have enough for the bottoms of all the pages. Then I added the results sticker. I know most people would add that to the bottom, but because I don't put in my remaining amount, I total it up as the weeks go on. Week 4's running total would end up being kind of the results. However, this is the point where I figure out I really did kind of need 5 weeks, so I am going to move that results to week 5 on the next page very shortly. So obviously I had used up everything from the kit, so I didn't have extra washi or anything. So I did go ahead and pull in something from my own collection, but first I'll just set up my typical tracker, which is just the week, the category, how much I spent, and then the results. I guess it doesn't, oh yeah, no, sorry. I'm confusing myself. Then I put in the dates. So I did have this pink sparkly Scotch washi. It doesn't exactly match the little washi strips that Jordan included, but it felt close enough. And it's not on the same page, so you can't really tell. And also it's my planner, and you know, I can do crazy things if I want to. But I wanted something just to give it a little bit of decor since the other pages are so cute and that would have just been a little boring on its own. So I added that washi, and then I wanted to bring in the ice cream theme a little bit. So I did take this page out of a Happy Planner book. I think it's called the Tiny Book. And I just took all the ice cream stickers from the page and kind of put them at the bottom. This probably isn't everyone's cup of tea. I don't even really know if I love it, but I love it more than just having a boring page. So I kind of ran out of ice cream, so I ended up just including this little quote. It says, "Life is sweet," and I felt like that was fitting enough. And that's everything. So I'll go ahead and just flip you through the pages one more time. But thank you guys so much for watching, and come back every Wednesday for more budget videos. Bye, guys.